Hi, my name is Erin Gill, and this is a presentation with the goal of providing an in-depth financial analysis on the company Novartis. Now here is a picture of the headquarters in Basel, Switzerland, where Novartis, a Swiss multinational pharmaceutical company, is based out of. Now, Novartis has three portions of their company. One is Alcon, their eye care sector, Sandoz, which focuses on generics and biosimilars, as well as their innovative medicines division. Now, going on with the brief history of Novartis, it was created by a merger between Sandoz and Ciba Geigy in December 1996. Now, both members of the merger originally started as die makers and chemical producers in Switzerland and Germany. On May 11th, the stock became available on the on the New York Stock Exchange. Now, their competitors are Pfizer, which is a large U.S.-based research pharmaceutical firm. American Co. is another pharmaceutical firm in competition, which specializes in childhood adult vaccines, diabetes prescription drugs, and veterinary pharmaceuticals. Sanofi, their third largest competitor, is based in the United Kingdom, even though the United States is their largest market. Now, in the annual report for 2017, Novartis Group's net sales were up by 2% in constant currencies. Sandoz sector went down by 2% due to fierce pricing competition in the U.S. Now, Kisqali, Reddit, and Kimra were three of the cancer therapies launched in 2017, and in the chairman's letter, it was proposed to increase their dividend by 2% at the next annual general meeting, which was approved on March 2nd. Now, in analyst recommendations, the overall consensus is to either buy or to hold the stock. This means that the analysts are believing that the stock is a good purchase as long as the price is low enough, and otherwise to hold the stock and keep investing. Now, Novartis is in the current news due to Dr. Nishiyama needing to decide whether Novartis will keep or sell their Icon sector, as well as deciding what to do with the Sandoz generic business within the United States. Another article showed that the Novartis office in Tokyo was raided by the Japanese Health Ministry in order to deal with the allegations of data manipulation in their advertising of their blood pressure drug, Diovan. And then in 2017, as previously mentioned, one of the cancer therapy processes, Kimra, is the first of its kind to be approved by the FDA, which is a very exciting thing for the company and shows growth within the company, even though they are cutting down in size and sectors. Now, in their press release, there were 3 officers promoted to the Executive Committee of Novartis, which is effective on April 1st, as well as their president of Novartis Operations, Andrew Weiss, has decided to step down in April in order to pursue his career outside of Novartis. Now here is a graph of the stock prices. In white is Novartis, in green is Pfizer, purple is Sanofi, and in red is Merck & Co. As you can see, there is heavy price comparison between Merck & Co., Pfizer, and Novartis. Those 3 stocks tend to be very closely ranked and priced as such. Now, in the next slide, we have insider trading, which does not exist within Novartis due to the fact that no insiders of the company own any Novartis stock. Now here is a list of some of the top management. here is how the organization structure is kind of based and everything like that. So we'll only be going over about 6 of these positions. Now, top management, the current CEO, who is retiring in April, is Joseph Jimenez. His current salary is about $11.68 million. The incoming CEO, Vasant Narasimhan, is going to be coming in with a salary of about $9.3 million due to it being his first year as CEO and management wanting to figure out the best fit, and most likely his compensation will go up as he gains more experience in the CEO position. Harry Kisher is the CFO. His salary comprises of about $5.7 million. Stephen Barrett is the head of human resources. His salary comes in at about $4.2 million. Andrew Weiss, who I previously mentioned will be retiring in April, is the president of Novartis operations, and his salary comes in at just under $4.5 million. Felix Everett is general counsel for the company, and his salary comes in at just over $4.5 million. Now here are the PE ratios, dividend yields, and bond ratings and betas. As you can see, the ratings are pretty well as the dividend yield, meaning that the company is not very risky. It's a good investment, making good returns. The capital structure as of September of the previous year is that the total debt is $30,160 million, of which almost $5,500 million will be due in 5 years. They have no preferred debt. Common stock is $2 billion and a little bit of change. Now there are the estimate is in 2018 there will be a total return on equity of 9% and a return on shared equity of 11.5%. Now here are the gross rates for the EPS, DPS, and BVPS for the past 5 years, the last 10 years, and their expected future. Now when comparing the growth of Novartis's EPS, DPS, and BVPS along with their competitors, their growth percentages are higher than the others. Pfizer is looking at about 4.73 increase over the next year for their EPS, as well as Sanofi is looking at a 7.63 increase in their EPS, and Merck & Co. is looking at a 6.24 increase in their EPS. So it shows that Novartis is expected to grow faster than their competitors over the next few years. Mergers. The company is a result of a merger, as well as the fact that management is looking to acquire additional bolt-on parts, meaning that these parts are already established, such as the $3.9 billion deal for French radiopharmaceuticals special advanced accelerator applications of last year. What the company is trying to do is bring on new platforms which support their core area. As I had previously mentioned, the company is trying to scale back on their expansion and return to their core values of pharmaceuticals, hence why they are deciding whether or not to keep their Alcon platform in the eye care department or to sell that off. Now, dealing with the foreign exchange rates, their balance sheets are denominated in the US dollars. And so this is easier for reporting internationally. The group consolidates income and cash flow statements along with their revenue, expense, and cash flow items in their local currencies, and then they are translated into US dollar at the average exchange rate prevailing at the time of the relevant period, meaning that the price in the foreign exchange is relatively accurate to the local currency at whatever the average exchange rate is. However, the Swiss franc expenditures are typically higher than the revenues in the Swiss franc due to the volatility of the Swiss franc. Now, this is having a significant impact on the reporting value and due to the timing and the extent of the volatility. Now, in their political landscape, Novartis has a case in Greece that is part of a global pharmaceutical industry scandal in which it is investigating the Swiss drug maker's part in allegedly inflating drug and vaccine prices. As a part of this, there's a whole bribery investigation of former prime ministers and a European Union commissioner, which is absolutely causing turmoil in Greece as they are trying to exit their bailout program. My personal recommendation would be to purchase the stock due to the growing sales, which were 2% overall in the current currencies, their successful launches of 12 drugs, as well as their 3 new cancer therapies, which Kimra, one of them, is 83% successful in trials, along with the fact that it is the only FDA-approved cancer therapy of its kind, is very appealing as an investor. I would have slight caution, however, due to the change in management with the new coming CEO. However, he has many years of experience working in Novartis, so I wouldn't be too concerned with that. Here's a list of my sources, and thank you for listening.